OSPF NSSA area in NXOS. OSPF not so stable area in the NXOS. In this video, I am going to talk about how we can configure OSPF NSSA area in NXOS. You know that we can use NSSA area for the scalability of OSPF, and in the NSSA area, we don't have any type 5 LSA, but we have type 7 LSA. You should learn the concept of NSSA area in the iOS part of the OSPF class, and after that you can learn the configuration of OSPF NSSA in NXOS in this video. Okay, let me to show you this in this scenario how we can configure OSPF NSSA area. Look at here, we have again one switch, switch 1, NXOS 1, then NXOS 2, then NXOS 3, and here we have one external networks, the left external networks, and also we have the right external networks. In the previous video, I configured area 1 as a stub area. You remember it? If you configure the area 1 as a stub area, you can't redistribute these two networks into the OSPF domain, okay? Because of that, we should configure area 1 as a not so stubby area instead of the stub area. Let me to show you how we can configure the OSPF NSSA area. First, we should configure these three switches. You know that I configured these three switches in the previous video because the configuration of these three switches except the NXOS 2 are same with the previous video, and we can use the configuration of the previous scenario. Let me to review the configuration starting from the switch 1, NXOS 1, host name is switch 1, interface ETH21, no switch port, converting to the routed port, IP address 10.1.1/24. This is the IP address of the ETH21, no shutdown. And then for the ETH22, no switch port, IP address 10.1.3.1/24, and no shutdown. This is the configuration of the switch 1. Let me copy the configuration and pasting on the CLI of the switch 1. Then we should go to the NXOS 2. This is the switch 2, this switch. Here we have conft hostname switch 2, interface ETH21, no switch port, IP address 10.1.2.2/24, and no shutdown. Also, we have two loopback interfaces. Let me to copy the two loopback interfaces into the CLI of the NXOS 2. Look at here, interface loopback 0, interface loopback 1. IP address of the loopback 0 is 172.17.01/24, and the IP address of the interface loopback 1 is 172.17.11/24. That's it. Then we should copy the configuration on the switch 2. This is the configuration of the switch 2, and then NXOS 3, we have the same configuration, conft hostname switch 3, interface ETH21, no switch port, IP address 10.1.3, and then no shutdown. Interface loopback 0, IP address is 117.16.01/24, and also interface VLAN 1, IP address 117.16.11/24. Copying this configuration and pasting on the switch 3. Okay. Now we should configure OSPF on switch 1, switch 2, and switch 3. Starting from the switch 1, feature OSPF, the first command, feature router OSPF 1, and then router ID is quad 1. After that, interface ETH21, IP router OSPF 1, area 1. This interface is under the area 1. And then interface ETH22, IP router OSPF 1, area 0, this interface. Very good. Let me copy the configuration and pasting on the switch 1. Okay. And after that, we should go to the switch 2 in the here. Look at here, switch 2, feature OSPF, router OSPF 1, router ID quad 2, interface ETH21, IP router OSPF 1, area 1. Don't forget, you shouldn't enable OSPF on the loopback interfaces. And then copying this configuration and pasting on the switch 2. After that, we should go to the switch 3 here. In switch 3, we should enable the feature OSPF, router OSPF 1, router ID quad 3, interface ETH21, IP router OSPF 1, area 0. This is the initial configuration of the OSPF. Let me to copy in the NXOS 3. And after that, The first thing that we should do is the redistribution of these two, for example, loopbacks on the router 3 and also router 2, switch 3 and switch 2 to the OSPF. We can configure this here. It's the next step, the third step, starting from the switch 1. In switch 1, as I did in the previous scenario, first we should configure IP prefix list to selecting these two IP prefix prefix list. For example, A permitted, you can use the one name, for example, loopbacks. Okay, permit in the switch 2. This is the configuration of the switch 2. IP prefix is LP permit 172.70, okay, 00/24. This is the first line, and also we have the second line. IP prefix list LP permits 172.17.10/24. That's it. And then we need to configure a roadmap. For example, LP permit 10 match IP address prefix list LP, means this is the name of the LP and this is the name of the roadmap. You can use, for example, LPs here and also LPs here. Okay, and after that we should configure the redistribution command on the OSPF router, OSPF1 in the switch 2. Then please redistribute direct, means connected, redistribute direct with regard of roadmap, for example, LP. That's it. Let me to copy this configuration on the switch 2 CLI, and after that we can check the result. Okay, let me check the, for example, result in the NXOS1 in switch 1, show IP route OSPF. Here now we have two external routes because these two routes received from the NXOS2, and both of these are type 2. Very good. Now we should do the same configuration on the switch 3 also. This is the switch 3. Let me to configure the switch 3, and then IP prefixes LPs permit 172.16.00/24 and IP prefixes LPs permit 172.16.10/24. Then roadmap LP permit 10 match IP address prefix list LPs. Router OSPF1 redistribute direct roadmap LP. Copying the configuration and pasting on the switch 3. Now we expect that in NXOS1 in switch 1 we have 4 external routes. Look at here, show IP route OSPF. Yes, we have 4 OSPF external type 2 routes here. Very good. And after that, you know that in NXOS2, if you check the routing table, show IP route OSPF, we have these 2 routes, 172.16.00/24, 10/24, and also 10.13 that learn with the OSPF. 10.130/24 is the inter area route in OSPF, but 172.60.00/24 and 172.16.10/24 is are the, for example, OSPF type 2. Okay, also in NXOS3, let me to show you, show IP route OSPF can show us that 10.120 learn from the LSA type 3, it's an inter area route, and also 172.17.00/24 and 172.17.10/24 are learned from the OSPF external type 2. All of the results is expected, and now we can configure the NSSA area. You know that if I configure area 1 as a stub area, okay, we can't transport the 172.17.00/24 and 172.17.10/24 from this area, because if you configure one area as a stub area, the LSA type 5 can't pass from that area. Because of that, here we need to configure area 1 as NSSA area. In NSSA area, we don't have LSA type 5, but we can pass the LSA type 7 from this area, and after that, for example, NXOS2 can pass these two address, these two subnet with the LSA type 5 from this area, and then the ABR should translate this LSA type 7 to LSA type 5. Let me to show you how we can configure an area